Recording in progress. Hi guys, it's your girl Sheila J. Hey YouTube. I'm gonna skip my little intro spiel, but you guys already know who I am. I am a powerful, joyous, trusting leader as I ground myself in every one of my videos. But in today's video, we have a special guest. She was one of my classmates from last semester, and I call her Aunti Cyn, but we are going to let her introduce herself and then we'll get into the topic of discussion in today's video.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, my friends. My name is Aunti Cyn. Sometimes I'm called that. However, I'm SistahFenn. I like the sound of that, and that's who I am on Facebook. Who I am is a two-time brain aneurysm survivor and a wise minded advisor. Years of life under my belt. And I'm here to share my space with my friend Sheila. So glad I've met her in school in a psychology course that was beneficial to us both. Our connection was the right connection, which landed me here in this chair right now. Great to greet you.
So, as me and Aunti Cyn this week have been discussing and the big controversial topic that has landed on everyone's channels and recommended page is accountability and people not taking ownership of their BS. Auntie Cyn has been experiencing this week. The law of assumption and manifestation community has been experiencing that this week, especially with, I'm trying not to say her name, but we all know who she is because she doesn't take accountability for anything she says or does on the internet. And I believe, and I'm sure everybody else believes this, even though you can attack me all you want or say whatever you want, still ain't gonna change the fact that if you have a platform and you cannot hold yourself accountable for your actions or the things that you do and say, you should not have a platform. And I brought Aunti Cyn on this channel because I believe that this community needs a little bit of experience. And Aunti Cyn has experience. And I want to hear her perspective and her thoughts on accountability and taking ownership of your shit.
Glad you said that because for me, sometimes I cuss, sometimes I don't. It's always going to be straight truth.
Yeah. And on my channel, we curse on my channel, and I don't care how anybody else feels about it. It's a personal problem.
It's a you problem.
It's a you problem. It's not a me problem. It's a you problem.
But don't get out of line.
Yes.
I have to move my seat because this sun again. Don't expect perfection, guys. I don't have that. I don't need it.
Neither do I.
I don't need it. It's not productive in my life.
Being a perfectionist doesn't need no one any justice. Being a perfectionist, you can affirm all day long till you're blue in the face that you are perfect, but we need to learn how to embrace all of our little imperfections. Like I got a little chin hair right here that I have to pluck out ever so often, and I embrace it.
You have to embrace it. Listen, and I have to say, menopause or not, chin hairs are chin hairs.
Yeah, it makes me who I am. Makes me exactly who I am, and that's what everyone loves about me. You can hate it or you can leave it.
So, responsibility for your own actions. You are responsible for your own actions, no matter what anybody else does, no matter what anybody else says. If you committed the act, You are responsible for the action you committed. Story, scenario. A coworker, she came in with an attitude. She brightened our day with her attitude. She wasn't feeling well. She didn't take herself out of the situation. Instead, she pushed her energy, her rotten feelings into the room, and she
Mm-hmm.
spread it out thick. She attacked children and she attacked a coworker. That would be me. I wasn't able to say all of what I needed to say to her before she cut me off and accused me of saying the 4 words that she cut me off at. I can be accused of the 4 words that she cut me off at because that's all I was allowed to get out of my mouth. However, I can't be accused of the 4 words because she didn't let me say what I needed to say to her. So she yelled at me. I took myself out of the equation. My mental health means a lot to me. Adulting means even more to me.
That part.
The issue becomes adulting when it's taking responsibility for your own actions, for your own mistakes, for your own mess, for your own anything.
Mm-hmm.
We have to put ourselves in the grown folks position. It is not the 2-year-old position. It's not the wham wham, the poe is me and she did this to me and because she did this, I did that. It's not that. Take
Mm-hmm.
yourself out of the equation and you go think, what just happened?
Mm-hmm.
And you think it totally through. You put yourself in the shoes of the other person that just attacked you and you try to come up with something. Don't dig too deep because if it's not right there on the surface, then it wasn't you. It's just that person.
Yeah.
And as I said, it was her as a person. She had an attitude. I
Yeah.
have nothing to do with that attitude. And that's what I said. I don't have anything to do with what you've got going on right now. So may I take care of myself. Gone, gone. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the next step? I go to the right authorities, the supervisor, the director. I go to those people. In turn, those people didn't want to adult either. I was told the cause of me being yelled at is because she didn't feel supported at some time during that morning. So her response for me not supporting her was to yell at me. And I'm supposed to just take that. I'm supposed to just eat that like a piece of bread. No, sir. What we don't do is we don't push our things on people. We don't do that. We look at ourselves and we look within ourselves. We have to start.
Internal work. That.
Selfishness won't let you do it. That's
Mm,
the problem. You're
that's.
selfish. Selfishness won't let you do it. Selfishness will not allow you to look at yourself nowadays. And I've noticed this pattern since 2010 that the selfishness was becoming a big thing. Just look at the world. Look at the world.
It's all about
Look at how people are acting.
I. Instead of
Okay.
we. It's about I. Even with manifesting and the manifesting community, all it is external validation, external manifestations. I'm gonna manifest an SP. I'm gonna manifest a car. I'm gonna manifest money. Okay, well, what happens after you get the money?
Well, how
Or,
about manifesting some manners? That'd be nice.
that part, that part, that
That
part.
would be very nice. How
Man,
about manifesting some respect? That would be nice for yourself first and then for others. That would be nice. That would be very, very nice. If people started considering you are not in this world by yourself. Yes, we all came here through our wombs that we got here one by one. If you're not twins and triplets and quadruplets, one by one we came here, and one by one we'll leave here. However, we are here together on this planet. We don't walk one by one. We walk side by side. We make up. It's not one person make up. We make up the world. I
Mhm.
don't individually make up this world. You don't individually make up this world. We are pieced together and we are joined by different works. Each person has each group that is joined together has a different work to do. And selfishness is not in none of that.
None of that.
How do you help yourself?
Better.
How do you manifest selfishness? Selfishly rather. I want this. I want to manifest $1 million. I want to manifest $1 million so I can do this. And I how many people have manifested $1 million that you know yet?
One. I only know one person. Her name is Ava Manifested That. If you guys don't know who that is, I talk to her every day for you guys' information. She is my BFF. It's
And
one
do you know
person.
how many people wish to manifest $1 million? More than one.
More than one.
More than one.
Everyone on this planet would like $1 million.
Adulting, selfishness. Those things we need to get rid of. Not adulting, I should say. Excuse me. Not adulting and selfishness. Because again, I go back to what happened to me. There's no way that I can be the blame of your attitude that you came in with. Not supporting you deems me to be yelled at. Well, what she also did was she allowed two children to fight and then told one that's what he got because he got slapped for pushing somebody, for pushing another child. Well, where's the adult there? You just jump to the kid spot. That's what you get. If you didn't push him, he wouldn't slap you. So push equates to slap, right? It couldn't possibly equate that. Our role and our job is to teach how to be nice, how to be kind, how to be unselfish. And some place there has to be taught compassion, there has to be taught sympathy, and there has to be taught empathy to children. Adults don't have that. They had it, they don't have it anymore. Where to go?
It went somewhere because it's not
Well,
here.
and we sure enough can't blame Donald Trump for it either. Sorry. I don't like the man, but we can't blame him for that. It was already there in the people. He just brought it out.
It's already there. It starts
And
at
start,
finding
yeah.
the issue of all of our issues. And it starts with not running away from the issue in the first place, which
Right.
leads me into my next question that I want to ask. Now, let's say the person has a platform, like Sammy has a platform, right? The one that you don't know who she is, but for the people who majority of the people who are probably watching my video, they do know who she is.
Okay.
Now, let's say Sammy has the platform. Her platform is at 130,000, right? She has this platform, and there seems to be the drama that follows her everywhere. How she is on the internet and how she basically doesn't take accountability and doesn't take responsibility for the things that she says and does on the internet and has this mean girl spirit of hers. And there's all these people who idolize her like she's the god of this planet or whatever. She just thinks that she could do whatever she wants and there's no consequences of doing that. And because she thinks this way, her followers then reflect this back to her, right? So
Right.
there's been multiple instances of her not taking ownership, not taking accountability. And then because she doesn't take that accountability and that ownership, it's like she's enabling her followers to literally do the same and act the same. She'll complain about things, she'll say this, she'll say that, and her followers will um do the most to people who are not in agreement with this woman, right?
Right.
And they'll terrorize anyone who doesn't agree with her. She'll terrorize them, and then her followers will terrorize them. And then it becomes this big old mess where people are getting harassed. Like I've been getting harassed. People are losing their YouTube channels and getting hacked and getting death threats. But she takes no responsibility and takes no ownership over that. I would not know of her, or no, rather, no one would know of her if she didn't have a platform, right? So isn't she responsible for her followers' behaviors? Because it's at
And
the root,
that's the
she's at the root.
same thing. The same exact thing with let's say the January 6th thing that happened, the insurrection thing that happened, where they wanted the man to come out and tell the folks to go home. What they're doing was egregious and all those kinds of things. It seems like this is a new age thing that's happening because the same thing happened with the case with Amber Heard that I was talking to you about, and it's just like happening. Like if you're this famous person and they love you so much, you can't do anything wrong in their eyes, and they don't see it. Their followers don't see that. For some reason, it's this new thing, and I don't know. I can't explain this behavior, but
Like
it's over the top wrong. It's
Beyonce,
not even. I don't even know what is it. Cancel Nicki Minaj, right? Uh,
Kanye.
Yes, and the cancel culture is just wicked. It's just very, 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 very wicked. It's like they pick the wrong things
Fight on.
to stand about. They don't pick the right things to stand about. And just like what you said, just with Kanye, when Kanye said slavery was a choice, nobody had nothing to say. Cricket, 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 cricket. They still don't have anything to say. Slavery was a choice for who? We weren't even born, but for who? Was it a choice for? Not the stories that I've heard. It wasn't a choice. Nobody had not one word to say, not one. But now they do because he says some other things. He says some egregious things about George Floyd. Yeah, now they want to cancel him. Now the bees are swarming. That's what it is. It's like they come on like a swarm of bees. Then they eat you alive. But what is the satisfaction that they get from doing that? What
Nothing.
is it?
That's what I want to know is what satisfaction do people get from harassing people and accusing people of doing things that they're not even doing?
Exactly.
Anybody
I
ever
don't
heard
understand.
that? Has anybody ever heard that phrase of what is that? Don't assume things because you're gonna make an ass out of you and me.
Do
What's
not assume because you make an ass out of you and me. And I don't believe that because nobody makes an ass out of me. And you make an ass out of yourself. And
then
yeah,
this is true, and it's
we
sad.
have
It's sad. The course of events that have happened this week, or in general, or what society has been brought up. Like this is what our society has taught us. This is,
nobody's made those, yeah, they're not being made to be responsible for the things that they're doing. And in the long run we have to suffer for their non-action.
and then
Like
there's
right now, I cannot go back into the job and work next to her. I cannot do it because she is not being made responsible for her actions. She doesn't have to apologize for anything. We just have to, oh, they want to make a list of house rules that they were going to go over so
Mhm.
that we both can be on the same page.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What is that supposed to mean? That got me, I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean to anybody.
What
Making
is
up house rules.
it?
To do what with? I don't trust her, and I don't want to give her the opportunity to feel say she could do that thing to me again because that's how I am. If you if you let people think that they have gotten over on you, they're going to keep trying that thing over and over and over again. I don't want to have to box somebody upside the head. I will speak to the lady. I'm cordial. As a matter of fact, I spoke to her that same afternoon. I don't hold grudges because I'm an adult. I don't need to hold a grudge. That's stressful for me, and stress is the number one killer. I don't need stress in my life. So I try my best to push stress away. I try my best to leave drama out of my life. That's why I don't argue with people. So for me to get yelled at, I don't expect it, and I think it's disrespectful. I can be spoken to like a human being. I'm not a dog, and I don't need to be attacked. Speak to me. Let us speak to each other. Let's have communication. Let's converse about something.
And if
Notice
you're
I
gonna
didn't say
speak,
conversate. Let's converse
and
about
if you're also
something.
gonna speak and say with your chest.
Big time. With
Say
your
with
whole entire being. Forget your chest, your whole being. Say it with your chest, your cheek, and your chin. That's your whole being.
from head to toe.
Whatever you have, you do it. And you do your best at it. So I don't
Exactly.
understand what this new culture is with that. You say something against this person. It's not like this person is going to okay, you fall on hard times. It's not like this person is going to stand for you. They're not going to take up a collection and help you out.
No.
They're not coming to your rescue. They're not going to help you. But
No.
you helping them do them, and you doing the most, and you doing the most.
Doing the most.
If it were not for them and their
Paying
drama, you
somebody,
wouldn't have anything to respond to.
paying
Nothing.
someone to hack someone's account, email account, to delete their email and then delete their YouTube channel. How obsessed and how much do you have to idolize someone to do something like that? That is
Why is anybody, sorry to cut you off, but why is somebody that important to you that you are investing your stress into them? How come somebody is that important to you that you have to put all your negativity onto them for someone else? You don't sleep with them. You pay them. You give them your all, and you're doing the most for them who wouldn't give you a flower. They wouldn't even know when you're dead. You dead today, them never know say you're dead, but you're just dead. You
they
was
wouldn't
scared
even
today, you are
pay
dead
your
tomorrow.
bills. They don't pay your bills. So why are you putting so much energy into that?
That makes no sense. It makes no sense. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. But I'm wrong for calling the person out and trying to cancel her. That don't make no sense.
Now I was telling you about the thing that happened to a YouTuber. Some stands of a celebrity
Mm-hmm.
decided that they were going to cancel this YouTuber and the YouTuber's family. They went as far as making complaints of child abuse and um, spousal abuse on his family. The authorities came to his house looking for children and a wife who were physically abused. They did not find that, of course. But these are the things that these crazy people are doing. That's crazy. Why would you want to disrupt a family, hurt little children? That's where you've just gone to the lowest of the lows. You're hurting someone else's children.
You're hurting someone else's pockets.
What did they do? What are kids doing to people? The most innocent little things in the world. What are they doing to people? That you, who don't know them, have to hurt them and their parents. You put them in a place they didn't ask to be put in. Why? Selfishness. I'm going to do it because I can. Okay, and then when you can't, what else do you have?
It's that part that I don't get. It's that part that doesn't make sense. And it's that reason why I recorded the video that I did. I spoke it with my chest. And it's that reason why I'm bringing Aunti Cyn on this channel, because this entire community needs a reality check. It's like, you can't do these things. This is not okay. The world has enough issues and problems in this world. Y'all are worried about the wrong things. No.
We're still trying to get out of slavery. Believe it. Believe it with your whole heart. We're still trying to get out of slavery. You might not see it on the level of as it was described to you guys in high school and elementary school and some in college, or if you've done your own research. We're still in 2022 trying to get out of slavery. Look at the vote. The vote process. It's illegal to give somebody food and water. Somebody standing in line. But it's not legal to hold automatic AR-15 or whatever they have for guns in somebody's face. But you can't get no water, and you can't get nothing to eat.
Mm.
We still trying to get out of slavery, so we have time to be selfish. We have time to not be adults. We have time to place blame on somebody else when we know we're doing something that we shouldn't have. We don't have no business doing.
Because
That's the real woke and wake up that needs to happen.
and it's easy for people to blame it's easy for people to blame someone else versus taking the blame and the ownership that they have. They would rather be in the lack and scarcity and victim mindset and being like, you know what? I take ownership. Like I take ownership. I take full responsibility for how my followers are engaging. I take ownership of this. You know what? Maybe, just maybe, this Sheila girl might actually be right about what she's saying.
No, it's easy when you don't take responsibility for your actions. It's easy to stay defensive.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna stay defensive. You're gonna always be defensive because you don't ever think you've done anything wrong. You're never gonna think you've done anything wrong. It's always everything is always somebody's fault.
Yeah.
I didn't do what somebody else did because somebody else did. That's why I did, and that's the same thing I can explain. Because I said or I didn't do, I deserved. Because he got a push, he deserved a slap. That's stupid.
That's beyond
How
stupid.
did we get to this place? Uh, I just know that we've arrived to it.
We've
We are
arrived
here.
to it, and now it's
We
like, okay,
arrived to this place. We're here.
we're
We're in it.
here. Now what? What do we do? How do we rebuild? How do we recalibrate? How do we go into another direction where it's a more positive and peaceful direction than what we've been dealing with and the cards that we've been dealt?
We start listening with our heart, and we start pushing ourselves. We stop waking up in the morning. I know some young people do this. We stop waking up in the morning looking for drama. You wake up in the morning and your feet hit the floor. Drama shouldn't be the first thing on the first chore. Finding a fight on Instagram shouldn't be the first chore. The first chore when your feet hit the floor should be give thanks because you're breathing. And that doesn't mean that you have a belief system. You just believe that you're giving thanks because you're breathing. That's gratitude. It's being grateful. Again, two-time brain aneurysm survivor. One side, one side. That I can speak on. Being grateful and being thankful that you're still here. And finding somebody, if not yourself, to help. And help is simple. Have a nice day. You help somebody smile.
Give someone a compliment.
Mm-hmm. Have a nice day. Help is really simple. Help doesn't mean you have to give somebody money. Help is a good word. Help is an exercise. Reaching, you're tall, somebody's smaller than you. Reaching up and getting some off the shelf for somebody. Walking with somebody down the lane, just having a conversation. You at the bus stop, say hello to the person standing next to you. Those are the things that we used to do. We don't do anymore. Selfish.
because we're
Because we're
self
selfish. We don't think that we have to.
and we don't pay attention enough outside of ourselves to
Mm.
show up for someone else.
No, we don't. We're not made to anymore because of electronics. You know that. Because of the electronics. We're
Always
not
in
made
our
to step
phone.
outside of ourselves. We're not made to. Where is my phone? Wherever my phone is. See that? I don't care. Stop, stop, stop. Just stop the lot. Stop the lot. Stop the lot of things that just don't even make sense. It doesn't make sense to be as selfish as we are being.
Doesn't.
It doesn't
We
make sense.
basically we don't even need phones. Okay. Apple invented the eSIM for these things. Okay. They invented an eSIM. I had to switch from T-Mobile to another company, Optimum phone service or whatever. And when I went there, they gave me an eSIM. And I was talking to them. I said, what the heck is the point of having an eSIM and a phone? And basically, you're telling me that I don't need a physical chip anymore.
Oh,
So if I don't need a physical chip in my phone, and my phone it has an eSIM, an electronic SIM, and now my bank cards can be on my phone too. You're basically telling me that I can send Auntie Cyn a telepathic message with my brain to her in the ether. She'll get it and then she'll want to call me. But because we're so consumed with our electronics and we have all the stimuli coming at us all the freaking time,
right.
we don't have
Overload.
the clarity that it would take to actually send telepathic messages. It's possible, I've done it, but we don't have that clarity, that mental space to actually send people telepathic messages. But
Mhm.
if we could do that, we don't need phones. And this is where it goes into capitalism, which is a whole other video for a whole other day.
Okay. Okay. Seriously.
Like I will go into a
That's
tangent.
but
I
that's
don't
very
stop myself.
that's very futuristic indeed.
Yeah.
Because from my time of watching the Jetsons to now, I can see some of those things happening in those cartoons that I grew up watching. Futuristic
Yeah.
cartoons are today's future.
Yeah.
However, it's coming. It may be coming too. Maybe it's coming too fast,
I think it's coming a
and
little
we don't know. We don't know what to do, and so we shut down and we shut within ourselves.
yeah. And we shut that part of ourselves down because we are like, oh wait, okay, there's just too much going on. There's too much stimuli. There's just too much. Like our
There is
brains
way too much.
have there's we didn't come with a there was no brain manual. There was no manual for manifesting. There was no manual for how to function a brain. We all have a brain, but
Right.
there was no manual.
Don't know.
It didn't come with it.
Okay. We don't know. I can't say that I know why I had two brain aneurysms. Is it overload? Is it too much that I'm ingesting because I'm a bookworm? I'm a schoolworm. I like reading. I like knowledge. I like to retain. I like to read. I just love it. You should see my bookshelves.
Mm-hmm.
I need another one. I said I have too many.
Reading
Sometimes I have to
is
take a
fundamental.
break and calm my brain down because I have too much information in it.
Yep.
And sometimes I do. I have to isolate myself. But if I do too much of that, then I become selfish to the world. I can't do that. So I got to break. I have to realize, I have to acknowledge, and I have to accept. And then I have to move. I got to move on.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Awareness.
have to, I gotta be aware. I have to remember. Again, I must remember, say, I'm not the only one in this world. I don't make up a world by myself.
That
None
part.
of us. We don't make up the world by ourselves. We make up the world together. And we in this race together. Try to be a little more selfless than we are selfish. It'll do you some good.
It will do everyone good if everyone would just be a little less selfish and more selfless. That's why I started a
Don't
challenge on Twitter.
don't be mean and hateful either. Doesn't mean it doesn't do anything for you. It's just
What is being mean getting anybody when you're being mean? Me trying to speak my mind does not make me mean. It doesn't. That doesn't mean I'm a mean person or a mean-hearted person. That means I care enough to want to speak up because no one else is speaking up. That doesn't make me a mean person. Why is it that once a person of color speaks up on something, you automatically think that that person is being mean, all because they're speaking up on on a white person? Why? And it's like, oh, well, the white person, white women who I'm seeing as an example, white women, I don't feel like take accountability. Name one woman who that's a public figure that is ever taking accountability. I don't know any,
I haven't heard of any as of recent.
but I hear of black women more taking accountability for other people's bullshit as opposed to a white woman taking accountability for their actions. And then we wonder why things like this narrative of Karen go around and why we call white women Karens. Not to say it like that, but that's true.
Yeah, it is.
Because something is in the air with them where they're angry spirit and they feel so entitled. And then we're like, you know what? You're a Karen. Like we
And
see it.
that goes to we're still trying to get out of slavery. My name is Karen. You don't deserve to live here. I said you shouldn't live here. You better tell me your name, your address, and your phone number. And even though I know your address can't be this because you black and you don't have any money for this to be your address, and you don't belong in here because I said you don't belong. Slavery. We're still trying to get out of it.
Or if we
Okay.
want to, and if we want to take it above a notch, like an extra notch, an example of this, for those of you who watch my channel, you guys know I love me my Jane the Virgin. Y'all know I love me my little Jane the Virgin. Even in there, in Jane the Virgin, there was an episode where Jane's grandmother was talking to somebody and they were trying the somebody was trying to in the store, and basically the woman in the store was like, you're in America, speak English or go back to your country. It's like for expand like so it doesn't just affect blacks, it also affects Hispanics and Spanish people too, because they also don't feel seen, they don't feel safe, they don't feel like they belong here, they don't feel included.
Okay.
So it's a whole big thing, like it's a whole big thing that's bigger than us, but
Yeah, it is way bigger than us, but
it's a
we have
root
to start somewhere
issue.
working
We
on
have to
ourselves.
start somewhere, but if everyone does their part, if everyone does their part in their healing journey to heal themselves, it'll be like a root, like it'll be an effect. So it's yeah, there's a lot
Yeah.
to discuss. I will have Auntie
Yes,
Cyn
it is.
back. I will have Auntie Cyn back on this on at another time, but I'm glad that I was
Oh,
able.
I'm definitely coming back. Definitely, because I have some things that I'd like to share.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna plan for more content to have Auntie Cyn back on the channel. But she does have to go, and I don't want to make this a super long video because it'll take forever to upload. I don't want to do
We'll be
that.
talking all evening, and it'll
Yeah,
just be a discussion between you and I.
and what we want here. So if you have stuck all the way through, drop some hearts in the description box below so I know that you have watched this video all the way through. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Sheila J and all that good stuff. And I will announce when I have Auntie Cyn back on the YouTube channel at a later point in time because
Thank you for having me.
yeah.
Again, I'm SistahFenn on Facebook. I'm Mrs. Foley 31 on Instagram and SendFenn 23 on Twitter. Peace and
Yes.
blessings.
Bye guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. And thank you, Aunti Cyn, for coming on my channel.
All right. Thank you.
I'm gonna stop recording.